Kirk Cousins. He's tough. He's dangerous. He can be accurate. He does dumb things. He had a terrible fourth quarter, and the team kind of won despite him. I don't know. Do you like Cousins, Tyler, after all these years?
He's regressing this season. They're 2-4. Both of those wins against bad football teams, the Carolina Panthers and the Chicago Bears. They needed defensive scores to win both games. They won both games, as you know, in spite of Kirk Cousins. So no Justin Jefferson now with his injury. So you would think, this could expose him a little bit as well, right? He's been able to just chuck it up to him like Favre to Sterling Sharp in those early 90s, or and name your star receiver. He can make a lot of problems go away. It was hard to watch at times. You mentioned dumb things. That's it, isn't it? He's always prone to maybe throw it behind the line of scrimmage to his back. What the hell was that? Yeah. It's been the case. It's been the case for a long, long time that he's going to make that mistake at the worst possible time. Typically, playoffs, prime time, got to have it kind of game. You know what he is at this point. He's got a lot of good. He's got a lot of strengths. Accurate, experienced. If a guy's open and he's got the time, he's going to get the ball there. But he's a lame duck for a reason. And Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, Kevin O'Connell, I think they did the right thing by not giving him another 2-3 year extension ahead of this season. Like, really, they've got decisions to make with Kirk Cousins with that position. Now, so the question, I guess, now is, like, speaking of trading Justin Fields, do you trade Kirk Cousins? Now, he's got the no trade clause. Sounds like he wants to stay there. You would need a suitor. You'd need a desperate team to give you a pick for him as a rent-a player. So it's probably not going to happen. I think it's close to impossible that it's going to happen, but it makes for an intriguing debate because there are players on this team that could move, right? Danielle Hunter, Harrison Smith, maybe one of the linemen that are really good. It's at what point philosophically, if you're the Minnesota Vikings, do you start thinking about 2024? I don't think they're there yet, but this is a huge game because say they pull the upset against the San Francisco 49ers. Let's just hypothetically say they win that game. They're 3-4, a ton of division games on the schedule still. They can talk themselves into trying to sneak into the playoffs again. They've kind of been in that place for a long time, though. I hate tanking. I hate the idea of all these teams quietly trying to make a play for Caleb Williams because it's going to backfire for most of these teams. I think this might be an unpopular take. I think you keep Cousins, you keep Danielle Hunter, you keep all these players, and you try to win every damn week because I still think they've got a good thing going with Kevin O'Connell that they didn't with Mike Zimmer. I think the hire of Brian Flores has been mildly surprisingly really good. I think that it's a good balance for Kevin O'Connell. I had one longtime coach tell me this. Maybe we even mentioned it on a podcast. I'm not sure. This one assistant coach who's been around some people on this staff, been around O'Connell, said, like, look, Brian Flores is what he needs. Like, Kevin O'Connell, like, people love him because he makes work fun. And that was a hard swing away from Mike Zimmer and the Matt Patricia toxic like environment that he had. But sometimes in those meetings and those film sessions, some shit's got to be said. There's got to be tough love. And Harrison Phillips even admitted when back in training camp, he said, look, we're winning all these games last year, and it's in this miraculous fashion that sometimes with Ed Donatell, it was a little too soft in those film sessions. Like, we weren't as hard as we should have been. Flores is going to be tough. Like, ask Tua Tagovailoa. He almost ruined his career. Absolutely shattered his confidence. But as a defensive coach, it's different maybe. And his scheme is proven. This defense, they stole 2 wins against 2 bad teams. Maybe they can make Brock Purdy and the 49ers sweat a little bit. I'm not going to hold my breath, I'm not gonna hold my breath. I'm in on Purdy, but we've seen Brian Flores steal this kind of game. We saw it against Lamar Jackson a few years back when the Dolphins were really bad. They were like 1-7, 2-7, and they almost made the playoffs that year. Stealing a game like that, I'm gonna be watching that one.